Hi, juicers, and welcome to Instagram 101, my presentation for creative businesses to use Instagram as a part of their marketing tools. I am going to go over part one today, which is Instagram basics. And stick with me, you may have lots of questions. Hopefully, I will answer them throughout the slide presentation. And then, if you still have questions, of course, you can talk with them in the forum online or you can continue to wait to see the next presentation, which might answer those questions as well. So just as an overview, your goals as a business person on Instagram are that you want to post interesting and attractive photos that are related personally to you or to your creative process and your products. You want to increase your followers because the more eyes you have on your marketing endeavors, the more successful they will be. And then you also want to remember that you want to engage with other Instagram accounts and people who are on Instagram. Instagram, I like to say that Instagram is a lot like a party. And you want to, if you go into a party, you're going to want to talk with people, you're going to want to share information, you're going to want to make friends. Instagram is not that much different. You just have access to people all around the world, and it's a pretty darn big party. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the app to your smartphone. It's not something that you can do on your computer or your laptop, your desktop or your laptop. You need to have Instagram on your phone. So you're going to download that. And once you do, it's going to walk you through a process. You're going to want to fill out your profile, which is basically what anyone can see when they find your Instagram account. And it talks a little bit about who you are. So you're going to want to have your name or your company name. You want a photo and you want a short, I think it's 150 characters description of who you are, what you're showing, and why someone would be interested in your Instagram account and following your Instagram account. Instagram is also going to encourage you to follow other Instagram accounts. And those are other people who are also on Instagram, and they are posting photos that are relevant to them and also that might be of interest to you. So the easiest thing to start with is to follow friends and family, and then you can start to build that following based on things that you like or images that you see. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but you definitely want to follow other Instagram accounts. And what you'll see in your home feed is what basically an ongoing and ever-changing display of posts from other accounts. These are accounts that you have followed. You're not going to see things unless it's sponsored, and it will say so if it's an advertisement, but you're really only going to see posts of people and accounts that you are following, and that's called your feed. So that's one easy way to start with your Instagram is just follow some people and see what they are posting on your personal feed. Your home feed is accessed with that little house at the bottom right of your Instagram account. So that's where you're going to see everybody else's posts. Then on the top here, I just want to share a little bit, just so you know what it is. It's not something you're probably going to want to get into right away. We're going to start with basics here. But you've got also the Instagram story, which is another form of sharing information. It's really another feed. So you have two feeds. You've got your story at the top, and then you've got your standard Instagram feed. Then you're going to want to explore. If you need to look anything up, if you'd like to look up somebody to follow, let's say you've met somebody or you know some people who have Instagram accounts, you can look them up with the Explore magnifying glass at the bottom there. The Explore is where you can search for hashtags, you can search for people, you can search for topics, you can also search for locations. Explore is going to, let me just really quickly show you how that works. So if you were to click that search bar at the top, this is what you would see. You would see the most popular. Once you start typing into that search, you can search for people. That's where you can type in a name. You can search for the tags. You just click the tags tab at the top there, or you can search for places. So, but you can also use the Explore to browse around and maybe find some interesting content or people that you would want to follow. Instagram is going to pay close attention to what your liking, what your likes are, who the people are you know, and what they think are popular, and so they might think you might also enjoy. And they're going to curate that. So your feed is going to look very different from my feed. It's based on what I've been looking at recently, what I've been searching for recently, or just in general topics that I like. So you can browse that curated feed and usually find something interesting to see and enjoy just enjoy seeing a little bit maybe about what Instagram is about. That's a really good place to start once you've made your account, is to look in the Explore and just browse around. Another item I want to show you is at the bottom of your screen, your Instagram screen, is a heart, and sometimes it will have a red dot underneath it, and that means somebody has engaged with content that you have produced. So in other words, if you posted an image to your account and somebody has double clicked it or liked it or left a comment, you're going to click that heart and you'll be able to see who has left the comment, what they've said. You're going to see who has just liked your photo. You're going to see their account name, and you're also going to see if they have engaged in any way with your content, and also to see if they followed you. So you're always going to want to click that and see if you've got that red dot. You can see what's been going on with your account, which can be exciting and also give you interesting feedback. Okay, and then on the bottom right is your link to your own personal profile account. And when you click that, it's going to look like this image on the right. You're going to be able to get back to if you want to edit your profile, if you want to see what your overall portfolio of images. So it's going to show, actually, it's going to show the listing by recent chronological order, what your posts are looking like. It's important to remember that that grouping, and people can they can scroll down and actually see everything you've ever posted publicly. That grouping is a great way to show people a smattering of what you generally post. So it's a good idea to keep in mind that they're going to see everything that you have posted unless you delete it, which actually you can do. But people often wonder what that is, and that's basically all the images that you have posted to your personal account. So it's a nice little snapshot of what someone does and what they're about on Instagram. Okay, in the upper right-hand corner is something that looks like an arrow, or actually I always think of it as a paper airplane. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, in that upper right-hand corner is a way for you to send a private message to somebody. This is something that you can use if you'd like to speak directly to a person, if you know somebody and you want to send them an information, or you want to tell them something, you want to introduce yourself. You can use that. You click on that and type in an information. And on the right here, if somebody has sent you a private message, you're going to see that as a number. So that number 1 means there's one private message waiting for me to see. You can also send group messages in that same way. You just continue to, just like you would an email, you just click on accounts. You don't put emails in, you actually put on people's Instagram accounts and private message. And one reason people really like private messages is that it's a way, it kind of provides a barrier for your personal life, or maybe your personal email account. They won't know what your email account is. And you can block that person if you don't want them to send you a message after you've received one message. Or it's just a great way to interact with people. Let's say you found an artist that you think is especially interesting, and maybe you want to ask them a specific question. You can send them a private message, and you don't have to know what their email is. You're not calling them up on the phone. So there's a nice element of, there's a nice screen of privacy there with the private message feature on Instagram. So now that you have some really basic information about what your screens look like, where things are located, and how it works, what are you going to do? Well, I think you should start having some fun with Instagram and start exploring and seeing what there is to offer. One of the things you're definitely going to want to learn how to do and do soon is post a photo to your Instagram account. So, what you do is you click at that bottom button on your screen that is a plus. You're going to tap that, and it's going to take you to your either your camera roll. I think it automatically takes you to a photo, which would encourage you to take a live photo. It's just like taking you to your actual camera. Instagram loves storytelling and in the moment photography. That was their original intent of the application. So they're going to want you to take current photos, something that's happening right now, but you can also go to the library, which is on your camera roll in your phone. And you can see here that I've got one photo selected. Once that's selected, you're going to hit next up at that upper right hand corner there. And they're going to give you the option to enhance or change or modify the look of your photograph using the filters. You do not have to do it if you don't want to, but you can use the filters. You can also edit your photos, such as enlarge it, maybe change it to black and white, maybe brighten it. You can do some photo editing within Instagram, which I think is a great feature, and that's in that bottom right hand section that called edit. So you're going to get your photo just the way you like it, and then hit next. And then it's going to ask you to write a caption for your photo. And when you write that caption, you want to think about what other people would be interested in your photo. Some people are very brief. Some people will write a full story. And both methods, I think, work. Just be direct, be very friendly. Again, remember you're at a party, so this isn't a formal presentation of what your image is. It's you talking to people who you know very well or people you have just met. A lot of people suggest when you write a caption to keep the most important part in the first 3 lines, because that's actually what people are going to see as they scroll through their feed after they've followed you, of course. They're going to see those first 3 lines. So you want to make sure those are pretty interesting. You also have options. This is just optional. You can tag people. So if you've taken a picture of you and 3 other people at, let's say, a gallery event, you can tag each of those people, and they in turn will be notified that they are in a photograph. That's a great way to have fun and talk with people and share your Instagram news with people directly. You can also add a location. So if your location settings are available to Instagram, and they will ask you if you want them to be or not, it will find out where you are, and it will suggest a location for you. Again, you don't have to say it, but it's sometimes nice, and actually sometimes it will increase the chances of someone finding you if they're looking up. Let's say you're in a particular city and people just want to see what's going on in that city, your Instagram photo will show up. And then you can also choose to post into other social media accounts that you have. You would have to log in and let Instagram know and give Instagram access to that account. But if you feel comfortable doing that, it's a great way to basically double your efforts in half the time. So a lot of times you'll find people will post something on Instagram and then they'll share that Instagram post straight to Facebook. That's when what they've done is taken clicked that button right there next to Facebook, and you don't have to go into Facebook and do it again. It's done it for you. So remember that Instagram is the party. You want to talk to people. It feels a little bit uncomfortable for some people who are still new to online interaction, and maybe that feels a little creepy to you. But I really encourage you to pretend like you're at that party and enjoy yourself. Talk to people. And the way you engage with people at the Instagram party is that the easiest way to engage is to like posts that people have put out there for you to see. Again, these are people you have followed, unless you are specifically searching new people. So if this is in your feed, you can like posts by hitting that heart icon right underneath the photo. You can also double click the photo, and that will automatically send a like to that person. You can comment on other people's photos. And again, be thoughtful. It could be something simple as, this is so funny, or I really love your work, or if you have a question. Sometimes people will ask questions in their comments. You can answer it in your comments. I encourage you to do that. And also, if somebody has commented on your posts, to reply to their comments. So that's great that they have commented. Sometimes it's really, really nice to reciprocate and say, thank you for saying so, or hi, I love your work too, whatever it is. Again, you're at a party, and the party is in your time, and but to interact with other people through the comments is another great way to build a community. You can also what's called mention or tag other people in your photo comments, and that you would use the @ symbol and start typing in their name. Instagram will probably find the account for you because you're probably following that person. You can follow people by looking at that @ So if you're looking through your feed and you see that somebody has made a funny comment or they look like someone who would be interesting, you can tap on that. That's a live link. That @ like in this case, Lisa Rodney, that will take you straight to her Instagram account. And if her Instagram account looks like one you'd like to follow, you can follow the account that way. It's very interactive. You can find people. You can find people who have similar interests or who might add an interesting interesting look to your own feed. Everything is interconnected with those tags. You can also send a specific post as a private message, and I just want to make sure you see that there. Again, you've got my little paper airplane guy. You could send that directly to a friend. So if you posted something maybe about another artist and you want to make sure that they see your appreciative post that you put about them, you can send it directly to them and they'll be able to see it. You can also tag them, and you definitely want to do that. So that's how you send a post. So remember, let's just talk back with our goals as a business person on Instagram. You're going to be posting interesting and attractive photos, right? Now you understand that you want other people to follow you. You want other people to see what you've got, and the way you do that is by posting photos that are very interesting and attractive. You can post about your creative process. You can post about your products, but definitely keep it personal. Keep it from not a super private, too much information personal, but personal as in friendly. You want to try to increase those followers, and you can do that by engaging. And when you engage with other Instagrammers, your account becomes a lively place for you to interact with people. And eventually, the more you get into it and the more you understand how it works, you're going to start realizing that it's a really valuable tool for your business. It's free. It just takes some time. You might want to spend 15 minutes working on your Instagram account a day, taking a photo, interacting with some people, and then you can shut it down if that's all shut it down for the day. Obviously, just close the app, and you're done, and you've done your marketing for the day. I think you'll realize it's actually a really enjoyable program to use. It's especially enjoyable for creatives who have so much fantastic visual content. A lot of people who are in our Creative Juice group are visual artists, and you are so lucky because you already have fantastic content that people are really going to want to see. So stay tuned, and for the next video, we'll talk about how to increase your followers and some secret tricks on how to do that. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.